Okay, don't worry if you can't see this very well. I know it's a little small at the moment. I'll show you it closer up to the camera. I'll also show you it inserted into a MacBook Pro. First, I'm going to tell you what it is, the specs, and then I'll show it to you closer up to camera. I'll show you and tell you what's included in the package. Then at the end, I'll tell you the price and any other options that they sell, like different sizes, things like that. Then I will give you the price and if I recommend it or not at the end. Okay, this is a GYMLE perfect fit micro SD card adapter for MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros. Both need to be 13-inch. So what exactly is this? It's basically a micro SD card reader for your computer. Now, what is so special about that apart from the obvious that you can't put micros directly into the SD card slot on your MacBook? What other reason would you have? Because of course you could just get a cheap a little regular adapter and put the micro into it and then put it in like a regular card. Why might you want this over one of those? That is because this is like an expansion card reader. It not only does it sit flush with your MacBook instead of sticking out a little bit, it sits flush and it's got a silver trim at the edge so it blends in. It allows you to then use it as basically mini storage. So instead of just using this as a regular SD card and copying files back and forth, it allows it to be picked up as a form of storage, like it's a hard drive or an SSD. So if you got, or you use various sizes, but say 128 or 256 gigabyte card and put it in this, that is quite big. In fact, the MacBook I have has about 250 gigabytes of storage. So if you get, say, a 256 gigabyte micro SD card and put in this, you have then doubled your storage, neatly built in, like having an extra SSD in your computer. So that is really, really good. Instead of having some possibly slower hard drive external one that plugs into USB 3.0 port or something like that, taking up a lot of room and not making it as portable and things like that, you can get a decent size micro SD card, put it in this, put it into your computer, and it's seamless. It's actually a very, very interesting idea and very, very handy. It is plug and play. You simply put the micro SD or TF card, however you want to refer to it as, you put that into the adapter, then the adapter into your computer, and that is it. You could, in fact, leave it in if you want. As they say on the product page, it weighs next to nothing as well, so it doesn't add a huge amount of weight, like, say, carrying around a portable drive would. It fits snugly in. It supports SD XC cards up to 256 gigabytes. Card is not included, well, not with this version, but on the Amazon product page, you can actually get a bundle of this with a 64 gigabyte SD card, or this with a 128 gigabyte card. They don't have a 256 gig card yet, but you don't have to use one of their own. That's a good thing, that you don't have to use some proprietary thing. It is just SD card, so you don't have to buy it with a 64 or 128. You can go and get a 256 by someone else like Transcend, whoever, and put in this. It does come with 24, which is pretty good, 24 months of worry-free warranty as well. It is also compatible with Apple's Time Machine backup system and software. So if you just want to use this instead of having it like as a second drive, if you say had your 256 or whatever it is gigabytes of storage in your computer and you put this in and you don't want it as double your storage, you just want it to back up what you've already got, then that's like having two 150 gig hard drives. You got one as your main one, then one purely for backup, which is a pretty good idea if you don't care about extending your storage. If you just want a backup solution, this is a very, very good small minimalistic backup storage at a reasonably affordable price. If you don't class the cards, just it itself is £10.99. It's £11 in the UK. If it's available in the US, I'll put the US dollar price as a text overlay on the screen as well. Or if you want to buy it with a 64GB SD card included, it is about £30. Or if you want it with a 128GB card included, then that is about £53 in the UK. There is both a MacBook Pro Retina 13-inch card and one made to be compatible with a MacBook Air 13-inch. So it depends which you have. Make sure you get the right version. If you have a Air, get the one that says it's for the Air, of course. And if you have a MacBook Pro Retina, then make sure you get the Pro model. What comes included in the box? You have a plastic case like you get with some SDs that holds the actual card in it. And then you get this little thing here. Well, what is this little metal hook? This is simply to pry it out of your Mac because it is so flush. It has a little hook, and then you pry it out. It is so that it really is that flush that you don't just pull it out with your hands. You get this and pry it out. So it's really nice and snug and flush. So you get that included as well as a holder for it and the card reader, the adapter. There it is. It has like a silver label. It looks very nice. And it says Card Drive. And it will say Air or Pro on it and the company name. Then on the edge, instead of being black like the rest of it, it is silver, so it will blend in with your Mac. Then it looks like a regular SD card, the rest of it. So I like how it's not just a black card like a lot. It does have that gold, silver edge to blend in. There is the plastic holder, which is good. They didn't have to include that, but I'm glad they did. Not sure if you can really see that. There's a little notch on the side. That is where you get the little silver thing, little silver hook to pull it out. Okay, so I love how it sits flush with your MacBook, and they've thought it out quite well, where the very edge is silver, so it blends in as well. And it's a way of either having a way of unless you want to use your card regularly, which you might not do, or even if you do, you can always swap them over. It's a way of having extra built-in storage or a backup drive built in, nice and flush, convenient, without having to carry around some big portable external hard drive and plugging it in and things like that. Especially if you're not going to use your SD card slot, you can put in, say, 128. I recommend 128 or 256, just to make sure you've got plenty of room for using this. You put one of those cards into the adapter, push the adapter all the way into your SD slot on your MacBook Air or Pro, and it will sit nice and flush with it. And then you have either extended your storage in a neat, tidy way, without loads of wires, without a big drive next to it, without having to take anything with you. As long as you got this inside your SD card slot, you have extra storage, or even a backup drive, a time machine backup drive, basically built into your computer. It's a really, really good design. It's really efficient. I really actually do recommend it. I think it's just such a handy thing to have, even if you're just using it as a time machine backup, not extending storage. You get a good size card, put it in this, shove it in your SD card slot, and there you go. It's really good. Plus, their store does currently have options to buy it if you already have a card, just the adapter, for about £11. Or if you need a bit of storage, a SD card, they do sell currently 64 or 128. So it's really good, and you've got options to buy cards with it as well. So a link will be in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you could do me a huge favour, if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the yes button next to was this review helpful to you. Thanks for watching.